The Oscar goes to...
And the winner is?
And the winner is...
The Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
He's done a lot of like character work, like crazy characters, and as well as like serious roles.
Because he chooses his roles very specifically. After he gained fame with Last of the Mohicans, he could have gone into the deep action Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme vein, but instead he chooses his roles very carefully, and every 2 or 3 years comes out with a brilliantly acted movie that, I mean, they always turn out very well.
He over-exaggerates a lot, which, brings out a lot of comedy, a lot of laughs, in most of his movies, Bruce Almighty, Liar Liar, all that stuff.
Robert Downey Jr. is a great, he can play really unique characters. He adds a charisma that's, kind of unique, and he's very,
I feel he's underrated by the general populace. I think that most of Hollywood understands his merit, and I would be certain that if we could see the roles that he's been offered over the past few years, he would have been offered far more roles than he's actually taken.
He worked his way up, and, he does the big movies, blockbuster movies all the time.
Because he got nominated for Tropic Thunder, Best Supporting Actor. I mean, I'm not surprised that he didn't win, but just to be nominated, I thought that was really cool because he really did deserve it.
He deserved his Oscar. He got his Oscar. Props to Morgan Freeman. So I don't think he's underrated. I think he gets the respect that's due. And what I like about him is that he's humble.
Oh God, it must have been when I first, the first movie that I ever saw Daniel Day-Lewis in where really his acting abilities really struck me was probably Gangs of New York. I mean, the scene where he's sitting talking to Leonardo DiCaprio while he's rapping an American flag is one of the greatest scenes in the movie.
Like a lot of people, it was Iron Man. That was really the first time I saw him leading a movie, and he just totally poured himself into that role. He was Tony Stark, he had everything that he needed for that role, and he played it perfectly.
Sure, Shank Redemption, I got tongue-tied. I think he did very well in that movie. He really made me feel the character.
Tell him the way things are. But I can't. That kid's long gone, and this old man is all that's left. I gotta live with that. Rehabilitated. It's just a bullshit word. So you go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time. Because to tell you the truth, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I gotta go with The Truman Show. I mean, it was just a really good movie. Jim Carrey, his acting ability kind of got, it kind of went from comedic to serious and dark really fast, and he kept up with it.
My favorite role, and as much as it might seem a bit cliche, is There Will Be Blood.
Louder, say it louder. I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy!
A number of great quotes have come out of his acting from that final scene where he's far older and his son comes to visit him. And the I am the third revelation and you're a bastard from a basket. Those are things that are relatively well known in our generation.
I really like him in Donnie Brasco. Yeah, that's an awesome movie. I really feel like he really took that character and made it his own.
I guess I have to say The Man on the Moon. Again, it shows his dramatic side, and he's a versatile actor. He can go from comedy to drama.
With Jim Carrey, what's that movie called?
Bruce Almighty.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's so funny in it. I think it's like one of the best movies in his career.
Bruce Almighty, I thought he played a fabulous God. It'd be cool if Morgan Freeman was God in real life.
Probably his supporting role in Tropic Thunder, where he's not only playing an Australian guy, he's playing an Australian guy pretending to be a black guy, and he just the way he switches out of the roles, it's totally convincing, and it's hysterical.
Daniel Day-Lewis is just indicative of Daniel Day-Lewis. I mean, you can't really think that anyone reminds you of Daniel Day-Lewis. Other people remind you of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Definitely not. Like, he's quite a unique character.
My Uncle Joe, he's a lot like Tony Stark.
My grandfather, but I'm sure if I got to meet him, he would remind me of him because he seems like a very caring person, very humble person, and just really, you know, one of the cool grandpas.
Like a family
You,
member?
Evan. You.
Does Jim Carrey remind you of me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take
Very
that.
animated.
Good.